I'm State Representative Katrina Asay. I'm honored to represent the people of the 30th District, Federal Way, Algona, Pacific, and portions of Milton, Des Moines, and Auburn. I'm privileged for the opportunity to serve you. There's a lot going on in the legislature right now. All three budgets are being presented this week. They are the transportation, capital, and state budgets. I sit on the Transportation and Capital Committees and know firsthand how difficult they are to balance. But by far, the most difficult budget will be the overall state operating budget. Last week, as I'm sure you've heard, the Economic and Revenue Forecast Council presented their quarterly tax collection forecast. As we all expected, the news was not good. Overall, the tax collection forecast is down by nearly $780 million. As many of you know, our current budget that ends on June 30th has a $229 million spending gap. Fortunately, due to some caseload changes, the additional $80 million in lost revenue this year was offset, but I have not seen any solutions on the table to close the remaining gap. The news is not good for the next two-year budget that begins July 1st. We were facing a nearly $5 billion shortfall before the forecast, but now budget writers will have to figure out how to close a $5.3 billion spending gap. Now the 2009 to 2011 biennium's budget is less than $30 billion, and we have over $32 billion in income forecasted for the next biennium. How then is there such a big gap when we're expecting so much more income? Well, instead of reducing spending during the last budget cycle, the budget hole was plugged by a lot of one-time monies, such as the federal stimulus monies, that aren't available this budget cycle. The problem has just grown in the interim, and we need to deal with it. We need true reform and a sustainable budget. Now that we have a clear look at where our state is in the economy, we can now see that our state's recovery is slower than predicted. As we work through the budget in Olympia, looking at reducing or eliminating programs and raising revenue, we must keep in mind that voters overwhelmingly rolled back tax increases last November. We need to honor that message, and we cannot further erode the job market through new or higher taxes. We must be smart about the way the state addresses business taxes. But that also means ensuring that actions we take in Olympia do not increase our unemployment lines. It's about balance. We must protect our schools, our elderly, and our most vulnerable, and allow our businesses room to grow and employ our people. I will continue to work with all involved to find solutions that move our state forward with a sustainable budget, and one focused on the priorities that will get Washington working again. The state is not the only one with financial pressures. Counties and cities are hurting too. One example of how I am working to address some of the financial pressure facing our local governments is House Bill 1478. I co-sponsored this bill because, as a former mayor, I was forced to face budget realities that were not just about dollars and cents, but about people and critical services and public safety. When our cities and counties are making tough choices of whether to update their stormwater plans or keep police officers on the streets, something needs to be done. House Bill 1478 would simply allow cities and counties to delay updates on their growth management, shorelines, stormwater, and other planning reports until 2015. This would save local governments hundreds of thousands of dollars statewide, dollars they desperately need for public safety. And it does not get rid of the current environmental or any other regulations. It just simply delays the creation of new updated plans. The updates should be done, but not at the expense of having a police officer to respond to your calls. No city should have to lay off a police officer because the state is mandating an update to a plan. Both of these are competing for the same tax dollars, and it needn't be. Let's delay these updates for a time and allow our citizens the protection and security they deserve and expect. As the economy turns around, our local governments will be able to update their plans as needed. But right now, this bill just offers some financial relief in this tough time. Again, I would welcome your thoughts on the budget and other issues you are watching in the legislature. We have some difficult choices ahead, and I look to you and my colleagues for input. Thank you to everyone who has sent emails, phone calls, and letters. It's really good to hear from everyone at home, and I appreciate the feedback. Please remember that I always welcome visitors in Olympia. Just contact my office to schedule an appointment. Thank you again for the opportunity to serve. I'm Katrina Asay, representing you in the 30th District.